Good morning, guys, or afternoon, or evening, or what's up? I'm back doing another video. Hope you guys will enjoy this. I've had some requests. People want to see gray wash work, or gradients, or building up on just black work. So I have this really cheap set of colored pencils, or sketch pencils I bought from Walmart. They got everything from 4H to 8B. They're not bad. Um, I kind of enjoy them. They take a little while to work with. The paper doesn't really like to take the color, but as you can see, I've already started to work with them a little bit. This isn't my original piece. I pulled it off of Google or Bing or whatever. Just a practice piece. I don't plan on tattooing this. I'm just really working on my shading, and I really don't need much work on it. And I've only got about, I want to say, 3 shades into this, and you can see some of the outline. I want to say I'm working with a 2B right now, but I'm not sure because I haven't worked with it in a few days. But I'm going to go with the spot that I haven't started on yet, and I'm going to go from there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Like it and share it, comment on it. Let me know where I maybe that you guys see that I could improve at. What you guys would like to see me do more of. I do like to do color work. I love black and gray. This is like kind of what I really like to do is this kind of stuff right here. Um, just for like quick tip though, with the eyes, I try to save the eyes for last because they try to keep them kind of white, even though this one doesn't have like irises or pupils in the eyes itself. It's more of a demonic piece. It's still there, but I'm trying to think of where I want to start at. Alright, we got kind of like the shoulders down in here, and this is just a B, a regular standard B. I don't know if you can really see that or not. Oh, this camera still sucks. I haven't upgraded yet. You can hear people still trying to get a hold of me. They're wanting to get tattoo work done, and I'm kind of like blowing them off right now. But I like to just work like little line work back and forth. And I mean, you don't have to really worry about the gaps or whatever in the color, because as you're building color, it's gonna just fill it all in. Just make sure you get really close. You don't want to leave like how a lot of artists they'll leave out the little white line across the edge of the face. Oh, my lighting sucks. I apologize. Hold on. I really don't have anything for good light. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. I apologize so much. Um, I guess you guys are gonna have to deal with it for now. But like a lot of artists will leave a little line of no color so you can see the outline of the face. And I'm a realism artist, so I like to try to get it as much to lifelike as possible, whether or not they really exist or not. Those of you that know what realism is know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to do a whole lot with this video only because I got other stuff I have to do, but I'm just trying to give a couple people an idea, and I apply the same techniques that I draw with to tattooing. I mean, I don't tattoo at this much of an angle, but for building wise, this is a good starting point. If you get really good at building your shading with pencils, then you should be able to apply it to tattooing no problem. I know that I don't have a problem doing it, and uh, if you guys want to see my work, you can hit me up online or on Facebook. I'm fairly easy to find. Comment on here. I'll comment back or paste it back to my link on my Facebook, and you can see pretty much all of my work. There's some of my work I'm not proud of, so I don't post it online, but for the most part, you can see everything. That was just a B. I'm going to go to a 2B now. Like I said, they're not really expensive pencils, so I mean, they're not the greatest thing in the world. Where can you see the numbers at? Holy crap. Well, that's about as good as you're going to be able to see it. But yes, this is a 2B, and I'm going to start in the same spot I've already done. I'm just going to work over it more. And all you're really working on is building and blending. You don't want to have a line where your shading is, where your shading stops at. You want to keep going and keep building and keep building. I wish I knew the artist of this originally. Unfortunately, I don't. So if anybody tries to get me for copyright infringement or not, I'm telling you this is not my original work. I'm just getting practice. Practice makes perfect, and I don't think there's an artist out there that doesn't do this constantly. Then you're just either too cocky or you don't care about the art. Myself have been doing this for a very long time. I'm only 27, almost 28, and I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't think about art in some aspect. Um, yes, I didn't drop back to a B to shade this side, but it's kind of a darker side. My light source is coming from over on this side, and some from the top. So this side is already naturally going to be darker than the other side. This pencil kind of sucks. It's not really very sharp. I like to work with a nice sharp tip, but sometimes we can't always get what we want. And I'll spend hours and hours and hours on this piece. I've already spent, just in the face alone, I've got about 5 hours worth of work, just working it and working it and working it. And I started out with a 4H, and I've gotten up to maybe HB, which is like a regular number 2 pencil. If anybody knows anything about that, I don't have to say that, but for those of you that don't, HB is pretty much a regular number 2 pencil. I do a lot of my line work with a mechanical pencil, which I have floating around here somewhere. Where I put it, I have no idea. Right here, I use the Koh-i-Noors, I think it is. Yeah, but that's a number 9. It uses a really like a wide, soft line. I have a number 5 in there. I lost my number 7. I had the whole setup, and then I have a drafting pencil, which is like really huge lead. It does like massive shading, but it's all number 2 lead, so it's not like the greatest for coloring and whatnot. But I don't find much of a problem with it. I have the original piece that I'm working from actually in my lap. This is it. That's what I pulled off of Google. That's what I'm duplicating. As you can see, I have a long way to go. I don't expect it to come out looking exactly like it, but it'll come out pretty close. This is another one I pulled kind of off of Google. I just made some of my own modifications to it. But that's a really good example of like working with your gradations. That's another example I did of it. I just changed up the mouth. I love to do the art. You know, I'm always about the art. And if any of you guys do it just to try to make the money off of it or whatnot, you're already messing up, because I don't know a lot of artists that do their artwork just for the money. I don't. I know most of the artists that I talk to, or all of the artists I talk to for that matter, don't do it that way. But there are a few of them that do. I do a lot of free work, which doesn't really let a lot of my friends get upset with me because I do that. But I really don't care, because they all know the person that I am, and I'm not about the money. I spend my money faster than I can get it, as most of the people that I know do. Make sure when you're doing like gradient work, or that's what I call it anyway, I'm not quite sure the proper terminology. I really don't care about the terminology as long as the art's there. That's all I really care for. I like to do a lot of building though. I'll work and work and work and work over a spot. And with these pencils, they're not really the greatest for like working back and forth over the same spots, because they get like a waxy coat to them, if you know what I mean. Some of you I'm sure do. The rest of you, if you don't, then research it. I really can't explain it. I mean, I probably could, but I'm just not going to, I guess. I'm going to a 3B now, and this is just for like the shadow work or the depth perceptions. And you want to get it in there and just really watch where you're going with it. But I got my light source up top, so of course I'm going to have a darker area down in here, right above the eye. Doesn't really make much sense. The picture just kind of like is off, but I'm doing the best that I can looking at another artist's work, and well, I'll let you guys opinionate and judge how I'm doing on this one, because every artist is their own worst critic, so I don't believe that this is my best piece, but whatever. I enjoy doing it. Yeah, I know my lines are sometimes crooked, but that's why this is a drawing and not a tattoo. I don't plan to tattoo this at all. I know I talk a lot, and I skip around where I'm drawing at so much. I'm sorry guys, if it's confusing you, let me know. I will try to like start from scratch on a piece and let you see exactly how I'm working on it. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. See what I mean with that one? There's a little bit of like a step up shade, but it wasn't much. And it's really hard to determine a light source on some of these pieces. But like right in here, you're gonna have like your shadow is gonna run across that edge for the underneath of the horn. So I try to like darken it a little bit more across that edge. Don't run across and shade the whole thing in there, because then you're gonna look like a cartoon. It's not gonna look right. You want to bring your shades down. I do cheat when I'm drawing. Like if I'm just drawing by myself for the art itself, because it's not a tattoo, I can do that. But I use like a blender or a tortillon, as it's properly called. I just had mine sitting right here. Oh, here it is. But I use like a piece of like wrapped up paper towel, and I've used this one for a while. You can see that like my hands, where they get from working with the pencils and going back and forth. A lot of times, some tips I like to give people is if you're doing a piece like this and you want it to not smudge so much, put a piece of paper down for your hand, so that way when you're running back and forth, just going over it and over it and over it with the same thing, that it's not smearing on your hand and then you're going to smear across the paper, because then you got to come back and you're going to have to erase all of that around the face, and you're going to wind up messing up a lot more than what you're doing, and it's just really not much fun. But I'd come in with just the tip of that and blend it out into everything. And you can blend that with all your tones, not just like your super blacks. And don't go super black right off rip, because then you're going to mess up. And you can always put more in, just like a tattoo. You can always put more color in. You really can't take it out. It's just not going to look right. Yes, you can erase it. Oh well. If you're a tattoo artist, it's good to do it this way without erasing, and get really good at it doing it that way, because then when you're tattooing, you're just that much better. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I didn't show you much, but I gave you a couple of examples. I hope you learned something. Alright, have a good